In 2007, Nintendo launched Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii, a game that wasn't just a continuation of the Mario series, but a bold leap into the cosmos that challenged everything players thought they knew about platformers. Today, we're exploring how this game reshaped 3D platforming, influenced generations of developers, and cemented its place as one of the most innovative titles in video game history. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've ever been captivated by a game that mixes creativity, precision, and sheer joy, you know that Super Mario Galaxy delivers all of that. But to understand its true impact, we need to look at it from multiple angles: gameplay, innovation, level design, music, accessibility, and its lasting influence on the industry. Before Super Mario Galaxy, Mario had already been in 3D with titles like Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, but those games follow a grounded design philosophy. Levels were expansive but mostly flat, gravity was consistent, and platforming challenges stayed tethered to familiar conventions. Galaxy broke that mold entirely. The central mechanic of Super Mario Galaxy, planets and gravity, completely transformed how players interacted with a 3D world. Each planet became a self-contained level with its own gravitational pull, forcing players to think in three dimensions, not just two. Jumping from one planet to another, spinning around tiny spheres, and manipulating gravity added a level of complexity and freedom that felt unprecedented. This design choice didn't just make gameplay visually stunning, it required players to rewire their spatial reasoning. What seemed simple, running and jumping, became a cosmic puzzle. The game constantly challenged players to think differently, introducing mechanics that were intuitive yet revolutionary. Even the controls contributed to this innovation. The Wii Remote's motion controls allow players to spin, launch, and interact with objects in ways that felt natural and immersive. Unlike other motion controlled games of this time, this implementation didn't feel gimmicky, it enhanced precision platforming. Beyond gravity mechanics, Galaxy redefined how levels could be designed. Each galaxy represented a unique theme, not just in aesthetics, but in gameplay mechanics. Ice planets introduced slippery surfaces and momentum-based challenges. Lava planets demanded precise timing and awareness of environmental hazards. Space-themed galaxies encouraged creative thinking with warp stars, gravity flips, and orbiting platforms. What's remarkable is how Galaxy boldened difficulty and accessibility. Levels were challenging, but never punishing, encouraging experimentation. The game constantly guided players towards solutions without hand-holding, which made discovery feel rewarding. Secrets were everywhere, from hidden stars to puzzle-based challenges, giving players reasons to revisit levels and explore every corner. The pacing of the game was also meticulous. Each galaxy introduced new mechanics or obstacles while alternating between intense action, exploration, and moments of awe-inspiring beauty. Players never felt fatigued because the game respected their time and attention, making progression feel both satisfying and dynamic. Another area where Super Mario Galaxy made an enormous impact was its music. Koji Kondo, known for his work on the original Mario games, composed an orchestra score that elevated the entire experience. For the first time in a Mario game, players weren't just hearing synthesized tunes. They were immersed in sweeping orchestral compositions that rivaled cinematic scores. Each galaxy had a theme that perfectly matched its environment. Gusty Garden, Galaxy's upbeat, whimsical, music captured the feeling of soaring through the air, while the haunting melodies of the Space Junk Galaxy created a sense of vastness and mystery. Music wasn't just background, it was an integral part of the experience, guiding emotion and pacing and enhancing player immersion. This approach demonstrated that video games could deliver a level of emotional engagement comparable to films. The orchestral score inspired other developers to prioritize high-quality music, particularly in platformers and family-friendly games. While challenging, Galaxy was also inclusive. The design ensured that both newcomers and experienced gamers could enjoy the adventure. The introduction of helpful power-ups like the bee suit, spring mushroom, and spin attack allowed less experienced players to navigate tricky sections without frustration. The star bits mechanic encouraged interactive engagement without punishing failure, adding a light layer of fun and reward for all skill levels. Even motion controls, which often divided audiences in other games, were implemented thoughtfully. enhancing the game's accessibility rather than limiting it. By striking this balance, Super Mario Galaxy proved that innovation doesn't have to alienate players. Challenging mechanics, creative environments, and accessible features can coexist, creating a game that appeals to everyone from casual fans to hardcore speedrunners. The impact of Super Mario Galaxy didn't end with its initial releases. Its influence can be seen in nearly every modern 3D platformer. Super Mario Galaxy 2 built on the formula, refining mechanics and level design, while later entries like Super Mario Odyssey adopted its emphasis on freedom, exploration, and environmental creativity. Beyond Mario, countless indie developers borrowed elements of its level design, gravity mechanics, and creative world building. Games like A Hat in Time and Ukulele show clear inspiration, proving that Galaxy's design philosophy has permeated the industry. Critically, it set a standard for how much thought, artistry, and innovation could go into a platformer. The game won numerous Game of the Year awards, received near universal acclaim, and is still referenced today as one of the greatest examples of 3D platforming done right. So why does Super Mario Galaxy remain so impactful more than 15 years after its release? It's the perfect storm of innovation, artistry, accessibility, and thoughtful design. It challenged players to think differently, inspired developers to experiment, and reminded the gaming world that platformers could be both magical and meaningful. If you love this deep dive into Super Mario Galaxy, hit that like button, subscribe for more game analysis, and share your favorite Galaxy moment in the comments. I want to hear which level made you feel like you were truly flying among the stars.